networks na basically networks of how computer networks functions. So ang objectives natin is describing benefits and disadvantages naman, no? Also the types of networks, how communication hardware are described in ano ang ibang klase nila nga hardware na nagamit sa subong, and what are the communications media nga involved in doing this network functions, kung mag-function sila kag mag-perform sila sa ilang ang pulos nila sa ilang importance sa aton nga mga networks. And the different topologies also will be describing those, as well as the network architecture protocols. And then a few vocabularies naman naton. Baseband broadband topology no bus, the client-server network, communications channel, data communications, Ethernet, and the local area network or the LAN. And of course, we have these terms, peer-to-peer network, modem, also the ring topology, router, server, star topology, token ring, transmission media, and the wide area network. So by its basic definition, kung based nito sa first natin nga topics about the internet, no? This a group of two or more computers linking together is already considered as a network. And how this transmission is of this data is being performed from one location to another is what we call as data communications. So the 5 components of these data communications are these terms: the sending device, the signal conversion device, communication path, receiving device, and communicating software. So as these components are represented by actual peripheral devices, yun natin na later on ipakita ko man hindi. Each step yun is very important, kag may certain device na ma-function for each purpose nga magaling sa mga mga step. So we'll build on the advantages or disadvantages of a network. So start on is a pros niya about information sharing, hardware sharing, and software sharing as well. That's a collaborative environment. So ang importance of sharing, ang pareho ni sa function sa internet natin, information is shared throughout the kind of wide area network natin. So ang benefit man natin is kung may kinahanglan nga information, isa na natin ka-search natin, mayara na sa dayon yung maboy. And that is because of this wide area network natin nga internet. Kumuna ko nga makashare sa natin information at instant kung at anytime gusto natin i-share. Ang disadvantage naman dira is ang vulnerabilities natin sa hack and malicious code. So also with the same as phishing sites or mga virus na makasulod sa ating network, it will cause nga magkagubaan not only the systems but also the softwares that we use, and given problems given how big or how large scale ang isa ka network na ginobra nyo, ang investment on that hardware and software is also considered. Kag mo hindi siya basta-basta magasto ka lang given na mag-set up ka sa isa ka large scale network. So medyo magastuhan rin in terms of checking the hardwares and the softwares na gamiton mo. And of course, as an effect, maintenance naman sila is considered as another disadvantage. So the two common types of networks that we have at the current are the local and the wide, local area networks or LAN, and the wide area networks or the WANs. And we also have other types of these networks, the specific mga specialty ito sa pareho sa search engines natin. These are metropolitan area networks or the MANs, the personal area networks, mga PANs, mga home area, HANs, and campus area networks, and the CANs like pareho sa atin sa San Agustin. So most area networks, the local area networks, connect to personal computers and devices in a limited geographical area. Kaysa term pa lang local area, limited lang siya within a certain block or a certain building, or maybe even a certain laboratory lang dara na sila connect. and each of these devices that connect to this network is called a node, and they tend to share resources pareho sa printer not on programs and other hardware. As for the wireless LAN naman, naman na lang iya nga lang difference is of course the terminal lang wireless, wala sa sang physical wires nga involved to connect to that network. They just use signals or Bluetooth or any other na wireless na communication to be able to connect. So in this example, no, how your client server local area network is set up, and ang ilang connection flow niya coming from first to the internet, no. So once mag-connect ka sa internet, kailangan mo gini initially ang modem mo and the router, or medyo mix naman isusubong sa current yung mga version sa modem na to. When you go to the server is the center computer of your network, no? It can be nawala na siya kumbaga display, but it has its own hardware and software to be able to communicate to each of those nodes. Then as the information goes through the server, it met a firewall to filter out the unwanted, na example mga phishing, possible malware or hack na sites nga masulod. So it will block those links or any other data nga masulod to your firewall, and then it will now go to your switch or hub. So this hub then will then divide this data and send sa mga server into each of these specific computers. So basically this is what it will make your client or nodes ng computer na makakonect sa inyong mga server. So it's
Sa
yes.
sa peer-to-peer dan, sir?
Ha?
For example, mag-ano ka, peer-to-peer bala?
Sa peer-to-peer direct
O
plan na.
direct lang?
Oh, karon may topic tala about that.
Okay,
Describe ko lang.
sir. Thank you.
So mo ni sa net ano lang no, sa client server yung setup. Um tikong nga mo tong isa, no. So ang isa ka computer siya may local printer siya. So ang local printer yan pwede naman gamit sa iban, pero usually yung setup lang sini is siya lang ang amo na nga computer makagamit sa computer N. Then si computer 1 from starting siya yung first nga connecting sa dire sa hub. Do wala man nagamatter kung diin gid ang ano no, numbering niya. Pero these are evenly ano man connected naman sa aton nga switch or sa hub. And amo naman na depends on pila capacity sang hub, say kung pila lang ka computers or devices ang kaya connect. Tapos the rest siya ma-connect man sa iban nga sa mga wifi sa mga computers, or for example bidire lang sila ma-connect, or may outside ato nga laptop i-connect mo lang siya sa kay computer 1 pwede man na, but not dire kung once nga mapuno na niya nga hub. Usually i-cover yan na lang ang use nga tanang nodes nga available. And so sa laptop pwede mo siya maka-wireless dire or cable. Also with the network computer, no. I mean network printer, we can have it as a cable connection or wireless man. So same man kung tanan ko nga command niya diri sa from your server can be distributed. So kung example mag-send siya diri sa next, no. As computer 1 may mapaprint sa network printer, he can access this printer through this sa switch sa hub. So he will just locate na makita niya man na may network, example may network tab no sa sa my computer yun ang may na. Tapos makita niyo ng mga available ng devices nga commonly shared. Usually sa makita ng inyong network printer, and then pwede na sa dayon ka send given with the proper no nga authorities nga pwede siya kagamit. Send na dayon kag amo na pwede na siya ka pa-print or any other nga output nga gusto niyo. So going to what the wide naman, no, the largest one wide area network is the internet. By its definition, it covers a large geographical area. So it can also be composed of two or more LANs connected by routers. So once magduwa na ka LAN nga connect sila, can be considered as a wide area na. The variations niya lang galing sa one is can they also become intranet or extranet. Kung naman yung sa una, itong intranet is within na gid, no, within sang use of an organization. The same man sa extranet sa sagwa naman siya. Variations of one naman ang under paggyapon sa variations ng one nga ano nga kind of network. So ang ari naman ding ban definitions naman ito about sa metropolitan to another itong kaginang mention ta. The metropolitan area network bigger na siya sa LAN but smaller sa WAN. So ginaminsan na is in maghambaga term metropolitan can be a city or can be a district. So mas bigger ang geographical area sa typical nga local area network, but it cannot be bigger than the one usually ang one natin sa mga internet natin or within the dakong large scale na kind of networks hindi gid naman makaver sa metropolitan area network. As well sa personal naman, ang personal area network naman within the range ng 30 feet, usually amo ni mga balay nyo or within sa block nyo or sa computer lab nyo, amo na yung definition sa inyong mga personal area network or your PAN. The same with home area network, within a user's home, amo na yung definite nga definition. Kung sa campus naman is connection of the LANs sa university campus natin. So, amo na itong peer-to-peer these are network architectures natin. For most LAN sa ginagamit, amo itong first nga i-discuss niya kagina ng client server, then the peer-to-peer nga network architecture. So, when we describe again the client server network, no, may one or two computers that acts as a server, and then may NOS sila amo itong network operating systems natin, the software to handle the data transfer and communication within these clients computers na connected to that network. So they also have software applications na naka-stored naman siya dayon sa server. Kung ano itong ka-connect siya, amo na ng mga clients natin, and these client computers are being also added instructions communications via the server. Dali lang may sulod. Okay. Tapos peer-to-peer na itong kaginang baliman. Computer equal mga basa nga peer-to-peer, they will connect directly to each other over the internet. So kung internet peer-to-peer naman ang usual na ito nga scenario, ang guaya na is kung na-access niya na directly ang isa ka computer without going through the server. Pero given magaling nga sa wide area ng mga setup, may mga protocols man kita nga dugin na implement para nga makaamo na siya nga access nga direct access na imbes nga mag-agi na sa server. Kasi sila lang kumagi sa server, may mga para siya. May mga amo na protocol pa na siya agyan, but within the server naman nga kung ano naman tong setup sa server, amo naman to dapat i-comply niya or i-allow siya sa server nga masulod sa mga network. Okay, so application devices naton, that is what are mga important naton yung network hardware nga kinahanglan naton para maka-establish kita sa isa ka network, either LAN or wide area network naton. So communication devices facilitate in transmitting and receiving data. Ang common gini naton is ang mga modem naton, kay through the internet we need modem to communicate using the allocated na protocol. So we have this type modem. We go with the first given style nga dial-up. So kung mga baga dial-up, ang data transmission are using analog telephone lines. Ang yan ang problem when you use dial-up naman, ang inyong telepono hindi nyo na magamit. Basically wala na siya kaya cover yan atong data transmission sa telephone line through your modem. Ang yan naman ni drawback naman sa modem kung kaso nga isaka mo biyang ang sa telepono lang kung matawag mo, ma-disconnect naman na si dial-up nyo. Kung mo na lang pinaka-basic natin pag-start sa internet, pero medyo nagamit yun natin. But later on, nag-update naman sila using the DSL so digital subscriber line, or what they call the integrated services digital network, SDN. It allowed the digital transmission over telephone copper wires naman. So in this method naman mas dasig, mas less interruptions, mas pa siya, mas ang capacity mas taas na. So using cable modem or coaxial cables naman to send and receive data, may wireless modem naman tanga version so pareho na sa aton sa mga cellphone no. We connect to a wireless modem to para makakuha man ta sa aton nga connection to the internet by using our wireless modem. And we use network interface card amo nang subong nga built-in na gid subong sa mga bagong computers naton. Pero before mayara na silang ginagamit nga nga network interface card which also act as a device slots to lang palito sa motherboard the last time la. Inabot nga dato sa expansion slots. Then ang network interface card could also function as like those na card na ginabutang nyo sa inyong expansion slots. But for modern versions of our computers, we already have built-in na NIC na lang. So basta pag-install nyo na sa inyong computer after nyo assemble, you can just plug and play the cable of your directing to your modem para dito na lang sila mag-connect. And for the gateway naman, software and hardware linking two different types of networks with different protocols. So ang guwayan sa gateway is it will provide convert yung ano tong protocols ng PIAC. It will convert it as kung mag-transfer sa data, convert niya sa common language na maka-transfer sa other network. And then pag abot naman sa PIAC, ma-convert naman siya sa data communication nga using the protocol nga gigamit sa mga network. So given a router mo ning sample natin sa router. Kita mo na may duha na sila kado tower sa kilid ni. These are for the wireless nga version. But ang sa likod din may man ni siya. May ports man ni siya for the RJ45 para makakonect ka mo through your computer nga NIC man. Or kung example sa laptop mo may cable port network port nga pwede sila ma-connect dire. So it will direct network traffic na siya na manage ang aton nga connections in and out or authorize several computers or devices to be able for them to connect or i-limit nyo ng ilang speed for their connection. So for wireless access point it will connect wireless communication devices together to create a wireless network. Then ang hub ang ng convergence natin where data arrives from one or more direction kaya siya ma-forward dayon sa other direction with also one or more nga data nga gaabot. So a communication channel amo na tong link. This link that allows data to be transferred from one computer to another. And then we describe the capacity of communication channel as the bandwidth. So mahambal nga the greater bandwidth, mas damo nga data ma-transfer from one computer to another. So given ma-test nyo man yung mga speed so bandwidth speed mo mambag ang mga may kita mo na ng bandwidth speed na example be 1 MB per second. So the capacity of that transmission you will get you will know na ang amo nga speed is 1 MB of 1 megabyte of data can be transferred within a second o man ang pagkatan lain man sa kay di pareho sa mga high bandwidth nga media naton pareho ni sa fiber nga connection. So ang fiber do abot na ni sa DSL so given nga kaya ni fiber mag 30 MB or pa nang MB nga speed according depende ba gina sa setup nila sa area. Mas makahaboy pa gid sa higher nga transmission nga data sa iyang communication channel. So these are broadband connections. Kung standard naman nga telephone lines, they call those as baseband. So sa one end may sending device, may modem naman sa other. Ang modem amo na siya ang ma-convert sa signal to a form that will transmit over standard dial-up or ano nga line nga depending sa setup. So kung sa kung sa mga DSL naman amo man ang function sa imong modem. Gina-follow niya lang kung ano ang protocol nga ihaboy niya. Ang communications siya na lang din bala ma-convert sa mga signal para maka-go through to that broadband link or sa mga cable. So kung may switch naman located sa telephone, establish a link between a sender and a receiver. Tapos ang sa receiving end, may sama naman to modem that will convert those signal back to its format wherein the receiving device can also understand. So sending this data through a channel requires this type of transmission, no? Two types magyapon, or physical or wireless. The same ito kina as defined sa broadband na to, no? May wireless, may broadband, may physical na may broadband. So when we describe a physical media type of ng cables naton, we have this three. Sa telephone systems naton, naman yung twisted pair ng cable ang ginagamit. So the two wires the one carries the signal, the other absorbs the signal interference. Then it's sa coaxial naman for cable television usage. The heavily shielded cable less na sa interference rather than the typical na ginagamit natin sa telephone wires. Kag amo na ang fiber optic naman, amo na yung external fiber na thin flexible glass tubing siya. They have higher capacity of bandwidth to transmit rather than those metal wires, tapos mas less susceptible to interference din siya. So for wireless signal, amo na ning setup. Microwave signals are sent in form of electromagnetic waves in straight lines between microwave stations. So we use satellite for halin sa earth station, no? It will throw ihaboy ang data sa satellite, tapos ang satellite na fixed naman, it will fix on orbit na siya na yun ang point naman sa isa ka other position naman sa earth surface, and then the corresponding earth station nga ara dito amo naman to siya masalo ay ma-receive sa nga data. So they are placed in orbit and maintain a constant position above one point on the Earth's surface. So another transmission wherein we call the infrared the IRDA media. It sends signals using infrared light waves. Though mas mature na ko sumo kung may amo po sa media nga type of transmission na ginagamit natin. So lately wala makugid kita nga doon na commercialize yung mga setups na. So describing Bluetooth, no? Amo ba ni man mga Wi-Fi and the WAP. Ang Bluetooth naman niya within 30 feet amo na ng radio waves. So they use it for data transfer na to, no? Para sa mga mobile device between mga PDAs, notebook computers. But just within the 30 feet na lang of distance. So for Wi-Fi naman, or the wireless fidelity, identifies any network based on the 802.11 family standards of sa wireless transmission ng standard natin. So ang wireless application protocol, amo ning as the term protocol, no, how the user access information instantly through mobile devices or smartphones and pagers. So these are the set of rules nga ginabasihan naton para makatransmit ang data and information through this communication channels. So going through the network configuration, we need to have a topologies as to how these networks are set up, no? Ang configuration natin dito. So we start with the bus topology. Kung bus topology naman, may master cable sila, which they call as the bus, no, or the backbone. All devices are connected to this backbone, and there's no single host computer, and ang transmission sa data niya is both directions, so back and forth lang. Whereas sa ring topology naman, may circle nga set up ang network, though it goes in a circle, tapos ang data travels from device to device naman around the ring. They cannot travel from within, but amo na nang tawag natin yung star topology naman. They are connected to a central hub or computer, and then the form nito star sa tulokon kay ang central hub mo nito nga, then the data that transfers from one computer to another must pass through that hub. So the surrounding yung mga end users niya, mga nodes niya are located at the edge, tapos may center na naton nga central hub wherein it will manage the transfer of information from one of these computers to another. So hence do gina-form yung star. So defining again the protocol ng the set of rules that are agreed upon procedures for transmitting data between two or more devices. So within working LANs, the two widely used naton yung protocol are Ethernet and token ring. So when we describe Ethernet based on bus topology nato, no, amo gining yang base configuration, but works also with the star topology. Whereas sa token ring naman, arrange na sila sa circle. So, ang token ring can be considered as ang iya configuration is based on circle topology. Ring topology, wherein the computers are arranged in a circle or in the token, a special signal is used to travel around the ring, and amo nang iyang protocol to communicate between between the computers nga ara sa sulod sa ring. And so the internet naman, ang major protocol natin is the TCP/IP, the Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol. Ang naning meaning naton nga no. So kung ma-configure yung example sa connection sa sa network yun kung ma-connect sa internet, meron na dang tab na dang may TCP/IP nga nga option. Either pwede mo na siya butangan sa specific nga IP address, or you let the computer na lang find the IP address, tapos para mo na siya gamitin mo connect. So all networks, including network servers, kinanagin ng operating system. So balik naman to sa definitions ng OS, hindi ka hulag ato mga hardware kung wala ka sang operating systems nga makontrol sang operation halin sa application nga software as up to the aton nga hardware. So the network operating systems provide features among file administration, file management, among printing of course, and communication and security within the network. So the two types of OS nga ginagamit natin for computer networking, ang desktop OS natin pareho man sa Windows natin or sa Mac, and a specific network operating system. Usually some network operating system may built in silang networking functions for the desktop And kung sa NOS naman, usually yung interface na is not hindi sila GUI yung ilang setup. Either may mo silang command prompt lang gamiton mo para mag-command ka sa computer for their connection, kung ano pa dang task nga pobra mo sa within the network. So to summarize, communication is the data communication, transmission data given network group of two computers linked together, and the internet is the biggest network. It's considered as the largest one na gid. So why na gid nang mas tako na. And networks have disadvantages and advantages. And for the local network, they're confined to a limited geographical area, whereas a wide area network muna several LAN. So two types of LANs, ClientServer Network, peer-to-peer network, and other size naman yung mga MANs, personal area networks, the home area and campus area. So you can use a network for sharing information, as well as hardware sharing, software collaborative environment, and then linking between this data is transmitted through a communications channel. The transmission of this is either physical naman or wireless. Then kung sa physical, amo na yung mga cables natin. For wireless naman, amo naman itong gamit sa modem or any Wi-Fi yung mga hub or mga devices natin para maka-communicate. So most network consists of the server and the computer clients. Then the facilities for receiving data, instructions, and informations of all your communications devices. So it includes the app, cable modems, DSL and SDN. Also your NICs, your gateway routers, the wireless access points and hubs included in this list. So the NIC or the network interface cards can enable your PC to send and receive data between PCs. So router directs the traffic, network traffic, and wireless naman are the Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, microwaves, satellites. Topologies includes tree, bus, ring, and star. Then a set of rules, procedures for transmitting data between two or more devices is called your protocol. And then protocol is one of the most popular LAN and probably the standard protocol sa ating mga LAN. Also, token ring is secondly widely used and still considered as another standard. TCP/IP for the internet, used by both LAN, and they need OS. All of your computers need an OS and NOS, network operating system, for enable to the network to function along with the computers connected sa iya. So that's a wrap for this lesson 7. any questions or comments. 40 na lang kami.